Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Guys, we're just going to continue discussing the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, and we move on to the second chapter today. And this chapter, had me intrigued a little bit because it talks about the biggest secret in dealing with people, or yeah, the big secret of dealing with people. So obviously, with the word secret, I was intrigued, and the chapter did live up to the intrigue that I had towards it. So it starts off by talking about what does it start off with? Let's see. It starts off by telling you that there's only one way to get people to do something that you want them to do, and that is to have them want to do that thing for you, right? Now, how do we get them to want to do the thing that we want them to do? Now, there are a lot of wants that I'm talking about, but just stick with me. We give them what they want, right? So if we want them to do something for us willingly, we give them what they want first. Now, what do they want? That is where um, the secret comes in, right? What every human being wants, according to Sigmund Freud, one of the fathers of modern psychology, is the desire to feel important or the desire to be great, right? That is the desire that innately every human being has, and that is what separates human beings from animals, right? And he gives an example. We're going to use our own because I forgot the example that he gave in the book, but it's going to be a very similar one. Let's talk about a horse that runs a race, right? Now, if a horse wins a race, its life doesn't change. It doesn't become happy or sad if it loses. It still goes about its life the same way. It eats, trains, sleeps, right? Nothing about its life changes. Even though it's become important and great suddenly after winning this one huge race, right? Nothing in its life changes. Whose life does change is the jockeys and the owner of the horse. They have now felt important. They do feel great now. And they feel happiness because their desire to feel great and to feel important has been fulfilled, right? So do you see how the desire to feel great and important separates human beings from animals? Now, every human being wants to feel important. How each human being feels important is different, and that's what makes every human being different from the other, right? Some individuals feel important through criminal acts, right? They'll go out, kill a bunch of people. Now they're a serial killer. Everybody's talking about them, even though everybody's condemning them. Everybody's talking, giving them bad publicity. Essentially, they still feel important. They still feel recognized. They still feel great. Then another human being could go out, do charity work his entire life, and that is how he feels importance. When people talk about him in a positive light, or when people appreciate him after his death and all his charity work comes out, and just a sense of people talking about him in a good light after he's gone makes him feel important. So the the author of the book says, "You tell me how you feel important, and I'll tell you what kind of man you are." Right? That is how important how you feel important is. With that said, if we can show honest and sincere appreciation towards the actions that human being takes in garnering that feeling of importance, we can genuinely make a house in their heart for ourselves, right? We can have them do whatever we want them to do by just showing appreciation, again, honest and sincere appreciation for what they've done to achieve that feeling of importance. Now, I want to emphasize the words honest and sincere because dishonest and insincere appreciation is flattery, and any fool can see through flattery, right? The book says flattery is precisely telling the other person what he thinks about himself. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to feed into someone's delusion, but we're genuinely trying to honestly appreciate someone's work that they've done without expecting anything in return. And that is why the book talks about making a character change, making a personality change, making it a habit, right? Not making flattery a habit, because if you change your personality, then you won't be flattering someone when you show them appreciation, right? So I'm going to give you a few examples of how you can instill this into your character, instill honest and sincere appreciation in your character. Next time you go out to eat food and you like the food, just send out a word to the chef telling him how much you enjoyed the food and how much you appreciate his hard work. What happens is you don't get anything in return for this, right? You've already had your food. You've already enjoyed your meal. You've already paid for it. So you're not getting anything in return for this act of kindness. But what happens is, without you getting anything in return and you still making this gesture, it makes you feel proud of yourself. It makes you feel happy that you made someone else's day. You've made someone else happy. Hence, when you reward yourself with that feeling of fulfillment inside you, it will slowly start catching on and becoming a habit. And you will start doing it without expecting anything in return. And that is what will separate honest and sincere appreciation without expecting anything in return from flattery, where you're trying to manipulate someone and telling them exactly what they want to hear so they can do what you want them to do. Right? So that is essentially what the point of this video is, and what the point of this chapter is. To show honest and sincere appreciation, and doing it without expecting anything in return, while making it a character change, while making it a personality trait, right? Now, I want to talk about Charles Schwab, a person that this book talks about in this chapter. And this man was getting paid about, let me just get this out right. So this man was getting paid about $1 million in his time. And he was one of the first people in the US who got paid $1 million a year. If you equate that $1 million a year to today's money, because of inflation, the amount could be translated roughly to $15 million a year. So $1 million at the time is approximately $15 million in today's time. So his secret into how he got into the position where he was earning $15 million a year, according to today's time, from his own words, is that I consider my ability to arouse enthusiasm among my people the greatest asset I possess. And the way to develop the best that is in a person is by appreciation and encouragement. So that's his secret. That's the $15 million secret. He said it himself. I don't even remember the work he was in, but he said that the people working underneath him knew more about the work that he was doing. Right? So he wasn't the best at what he did and he got paid that much. No. All he knew was to encourage and bring out the best from his employees, which got him to a position where he was earning that much money. And how he did it was through appreciation and encouragement. He said he hated finding fault, and he would be excited to encourage. He loved to praise. That's what he said, right? He would find the smallest bit of work that he thought was good, and he would praise it, and he would appreciate it, and his employers would want to do the work even more, right? So that's the secret, guys. Just show appreciation and show encouragement, but make it honest and sincere. Don't just tell people what they want to hear and feed into their delusion. No, don't do that. And make it a character trait, make it a personality trait by doing it in the scenarios where you get nothing in return. And then slowly the universe, Allah, will start rewarding you for this personality trait where you're spreading kindness and love in the world. Why wouldn't he? So I'll just end this video from this little extract from the chapter itself, because I couldn't phrase it any better in my own words. It talks about the great philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he said, "Every man I meet is my superior in some way, in that I learn from him." So if that was true for Emerson, isn't it likely to be 1,000 times more true for you and I, where every person we come across has something to teach us, right? So we need to find that good in that human being that they can teach us, and put ourselves on the passenger seat, right? Not put ourselves first when talking to another individual, not be narcissistic, and not think about what qualities we have to offer, but instead think about the qualities they have to offer. And in that way, not only will we be able to learn something from them, but we will also be able to truly appreciate that person for the value they bring to the world, right? That's it for the video, guys. I hope you liked it, and until next time, I love you guys.